Hello and welcome back to the Fastest Podcast, where we cover everything from the greatest overtakes to the fastest pit stops. I'm your host Jazz, and today I have with me Pigeon and Ash. How are we doing, guys?
Not too bad.
I mean, 1 week break now we're back, so kind of excited, but has its ups and downs.
We were back in the USA for the second time this season, so
I mean, this is the only track in the USA that I like,
Yeah,
so that's like the
I
positive
think
here.
that goes for everyone because it's not only the track, but it's also the atmosphere over there, the fans, the fact that it is in Texas, which is iconic on its own. So yeah.
I don't hate Vegas as a track.
Oh, I just hate everything around it.
Exactly.
I mean,
No.
I think Vegas is like, it's not exactly a good track when you see it on paper, but then it provides overtaking. So long straights gives some
That's all we're
chances to
asking
overtake.
for at this point.
I mean,
So
for now, we don't even know what's going to happen next year as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they will put Las Vegas in like at the finale of the calendar, other than Abu Dhabi.
that's the day I rage quit. I think I don't know. I don't know if I can take that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is our US Grand Prix preview, and we've got plenty of stuff to cover. Obviously, preview to the race itself, but plenty of other things as well happening. We've seen massive increases, jumps forward from Mercedes after their weekend out in Singapore and Red Bull as well. But more than that, we've also got, in surprise to no one, tension at Ferrari, which we'll be coming on to later in this episode. And then, of course, we'll be coming on to our predictions, not just for this race, but for the championship overall. But let's start with the preview to the US Grand Prix. I mean, I think we all agree this is the only American race that we all actually enjoy from start to finish. But it is a sprint weekend as well. What do we think about that?
So we have more on-track action where we could just watch cars not being able to pass.
That's
We do
why we're all here.
have we do have double qualifying, so that's kind of a plus. now,
Yeah, we
on,
can
on,
watch the thrill of qualifying.
yeah, on the one hand, you have more qualifying, less preparation time for everyone, so it's kind of more fun to watch because not everyone gets to extract the most of their car. On the other hand, you get to watch two probably really boring races. So, yeah.
I mean, maybe naively, I kind of have faith. I've said that a lot recently, and it's not paid off. But I mean, Austin can deliver. It can deliver in the right circumstances. We've got plenty of developments, shall we say, across the grid as well that could make it a more exciting weekend. Especially, we've got two qualifying sessions where things can get mixed up. Importantly, probably maybe most importantly, do you guys think that Mercedes will be able to carry the momentum that we saw in Singapore? Because obviously it's another very humid, very hot weekend, which we thought was really strange when they suddenly performed very well in Singapore. Do we think they can carry that through to this weekend as well?
I think yeah, they can carry that through this weekend because, like you said, Singapore. We didn't think they would be able to. They would be strong in Singapore because of the weather, but obviously that wasn't right because Russell went on to win in Singapore, and now in Austin it's again great track. But because of the track characteristics, I'm gonna go with Verstappen this weekend.
Interesting.
Yeah, bold.
Yeah, because it's has the second sector is almost full of high speed corners. First and second sector, and that's like going to play to Verstappen's strengths because he likes playing driving around those corners. And we've seen it in Japan this year and the previous years. And yeah, I definitely think he can do it. And even in Qatar, last year we've seen him do the same. So I think he can come back this weekend.
I mean, we do see some similarities as well in track characteristics to what we had in Singapore. There's quite a few sort of tight, sharp corners, which similar-ish to what we saw in Singapore, and he did quite well. Wasn't maybe the win that we were all kind of expecting, but again,
I mean, it's for downforce. It's basically the same. It's just that the corners are not 90 degrees, so that kind of makes it more fun. I think that Russell did really well in qualifying last time out in Singapore, but I think anyone who would have started on pole would have won that race, just because of dirty air, But he did well, and clearly shows that Mercedes have improved, because you saw that also Antonelli was up there in P4, I believe. So, not P5, P5. So he is there, and Mercedes have been strong all season. They've kind of had a dip in Europe, but they seem to be bouncing back, and I think they can maybe throw some chaos in McLaren's way when it comes to the championship fight, if he can split those McLarens.
I definitely think there's going to be some action this weekend. It's not going to be one of those boring races we've seen in the past few weekends. Like, everyone likes this track, they're driving on it, and it's provided some fun races in the past. 2021, that again battle was with Verstappen and Hamilton, and yeah. So, and I think last year, I think the last Austrian Grand Prix was the last time Ferrari got a 1-2.
I do believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. So
Yeah.
last time Ferrari got a 1-2, and since then they've had more disqualifications than wins.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
please.
fact.
First fun fact.
First fun fact of the day.
I mean, but once again, we didn't really see much of Leclerc in that race because they focused on Verstappen v Norris so much. I mean, it was great defending, but I did think we saw about 20 laps of just them. So
Yeah, exactly. That's like another reason I think that this race is going to be fun, because even if Verstappen is maybe like ahead, there's going to be some kind of challenge from McLaren and maybe Mercedes also this year, and we
Yeah.
all know that Verstappen doesn't have the best relationship with either Norris or Russell on track.
I mean, I do think they have respect for each other. They just don't
Congratulations,
leave any
Mr.
gaps.
Piastri. Congratulations.
But, I mean, the fun fact about COTA is that you have multiple racing lines as well. So you can actually take a different line compared to your competitor and try to put on pressure or outbrake them. So we didn't really see much of it in the past couple of races because they only have one real racing line. We could see some better action, or any action for that matter, if we get some good qualifying.
I mean, to be
mean,
fair, that's what I thought about Bahrain. But in Bahrain, we didn't see much overtakes. We saw a few, but not much. And also, I think last weekend was kind of underrated. Like last weekend, the last race in Singapore was kind of underrated. Like, they didn't show any overtakes, but there were overtakes.
that's a whole other controversy, but yes, that is
So,
true.
yeah.
So I think, given that if overtakes can happen in Singapore, Austin shouldn't be a problem. That's my logic here.
I think the most overtakes happened though due to either mistakes or technical issues.
Can't
Yeah.
rule those out.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be hot, so we can see some mechanical failures as well.
Are you predicting a McLaren DNF again?
Which one? Because at this point you can't just say a McLaren DNF.
Norris. Last time I did this podcast, I was asked to make a prediction.
What did you say?
I'm
last
not
time?
asking you your
I
prediction
predicted-
today. I'm not asking for any predictions.
I predicted
from
that
you.
I predicted that both Lando Norris and Hamilton would not finish the race.
Let me guess, that was in the
And-
Netherlands.
That's why you've not been on the podcast since.
Yeah.
No, I think
Let's save them for the end though. The predictions.
I have my predictions. I have it ready.
excellent. Can't wait to hear them. I mean, I will say I am I'm intrigued by how McLaren can get themselves into some kind of trouble this weekend. So your guess is as good as mine. Whichever one of them's leading will probably not finish ahead. So right place, right time. I think we've seen with McLaren over the last few weekends, but we've talked enough about McLaren. I think forever in the last few weeks, but
But
Ferrari. Oh,
actually, so like this thing with McLaren, it kind of reminds me of that Braun GP time. So in 2009, like Braun GP, they were kind of like dominant in the beginning, but then towards the end, they kind of lost pace, and Red Bull, McLaren, etc. They started catching up, and I think the second half they hardly won a race. I think one or two races they won, but not much. And that kind of reminds me of this season because starting McLaren were dominant. Right now, it seems as though Mercedes and Red Bull are kind of caught up to them, and they're kind of losing pace to them right now. And yeah, last few races has been Red Bull and Verstappen and Mercedes on top.
yeah. I mean, with McLaren, they kind of stopped that development earlier on. They've moved to next year. We've kind of seen other teams do the same, but the likes of Mercedes and Red Bull have been bringing upgrades, changing the packages around. Something that is definitely paying off and is closing that gap, which I think is exciting for us as fans to see. Um, with Laurent Mekies as well coming in at Red Bull, I think that's been a huge factor. Both Verstappen and Tsunoda have kind of praised his efforts and the way that he's changed. I mean, not even changed what they're doing, but just looked at it from a different way, I suppose. So it's definitely making this second half of the season a lot more interesting, I think, for us as fans.
Yeah, but I also think the upgrades. I mean, we're 6 races out from the season, still 6 rounds to go, and they were just front wing adjustments or a new front wing design. It's not really a massive upgrade, but it can really adjust the balance of the car, and they both seem to have worked. I don't think they really upgraded anything. It's just a new spec front wing.
I mean,
But yeah, McLaren have not done that, so they have definitely lost some ground over the past couple of races.
the team really doesn't. They don't really call it upgrades. They just call it updates. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's more of like a minor update, but those updates they make a difference. Like it just like you said, it's kind of adjusts the balance and make sure that the drivers see. It's not like the pace is not there in the car. It's just about how easy it is for the drivers to find that pace.
No,
Like
exactly.
yeah, if
I,
the car needs to be easy to drive. So that's the thing with McLaren. McLaren's car was easy to drive, and that's where Red Bull are kind of were suffering before at least. I think even now to an extent. Verstappen's able to drive it, but Tsunoda because the Verstappen chooses a bit more extreme setup and Tsunoda goes for a bit more safe setup. Since Verstappen's more used to the car, he's confident enough to go for the extreme setup and be able to unlock the extra pace. Tsunoda is not able to yet because he's still new to the team, although it's been almost a year. Yeah,
I mean, even Verstappen has. We saw it in Singapore that he's still struggling with that car. But yeah, I think under Meki's especially, it's been very little about upgrades. And even if there were upgrades, they all came from the Hornet era because of backlog and everything. So it's not
Yeah.
like he's had any real decision in the car this year, but it's more about how they've applied it. And I think that's what's made the huge difference, I suppose.
I don't even think it was the car in Singapore for Verstappen because he was complaining about downshift so much.
Yeah.
Usually we see him complaining about the balance and the tires not being able to warm up, but he was constantly complaining about downshifts, which we usually see when he's comfortable in the car and has nothing else to complain about. Um, I mean, prove me wrong, but that is the truth.
I mean, it was a big weekend of complaints for Verstappen.
But then, of course, if you have to manage
Yeah.
that issue throughout the race, then you'll see some damage to your pace, of course.
but like in the past few years, we've seen like teams kind of switch from when it comes to team principles, they kind of choose a bit more engineering team principles, with the engineering backgrounds. Uh, right now, pretty much, I think the only team that does whether it's a team principal without an engineering background is Toto Wolff right now. Other than
Yeah.
that, most of the teams they've already switched to engineers, and this year Red Bull with Christian Horner out of the team, and now Lauren McKees, and he's already making a difference. So we're kind of seeing why this change is happening, like real time. And
I
I
think
don't think Toto Wolff is going to go anywhere, but yeah, I think for most of the teams, it's the right move to make.
I think the reason it works at Mercedes is a lot because of their like ethos, the way they work as a team. They're not scared to say we did something wrong, let's change it. Whereas other teams are maybe a bit more guarded about things like that. So I think Toto Wolff not being an engineer himself, I don't think it matters as much and has such an effect on them, because they do kind of just go, right, not working, back to the drawing board, and they adapt like that. And I think we can link that to why Lewis is struggling at Ferrari, because that's what he's used to. You know, that way of working. And how do we win? Doesn't matter how we have to do it. How do we win?
I think that from Mackey's, it's more about getting that team to work as a team again. Because for the bigger part of 2025, Red Bull were all over the place.
Very
Could have
fractured.
been, of course, that internal whole mess, but I think the team was also just not operating as a team. And then Mackey's came in and he was like, okay, let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's just go back to the drawing board. Let's just do the Friday. Doesn't matter if we're good or bad or whatever. Let's not make changes, and then purely on the feedback, not the sim, and let's go from there. And I think that's given everyone kind of a new hope to approach that weekend in a different way, more positive, renewed energy. And you see that it really makes a difference when it comes to the results. Ferrari, however...
Let's talk about Ferrari. Let's.
This
I
is
mean-
like Jazz's favorite topic.
the
I love
downfall
it.
of Ferrari.
I love watching my
Let's talk
sporting
about
hero
Ferrari.
suffer. I love it. No, I mean the thing at Ferrari is it's grown and it's worse, because now it seems like even Leclerc is looking elsewhere. And if Charles Leclerc is looking for a way out of Ferrari, we are near the end of times. We never thought we'd see the day. Yeah, Leclerc is apparently looking for a new home for 2027. No one on the planet can blame him for that. And yeah, just more of the same with Hamilton. You know, it sounds like he's been submitting some complaints because no one's listening to him. And why on earth would you listen to someone who's won 7 world championships? I don't know.
I mean, this is really old news, isn't it? Because when Vettel was at the team, he had the exact same issues. And I thought of this when Hamilton joined the team, because he left Mercedes because they weren't listening to him. And then he announced that he was moving to Ferrari. And I was like, that's not the team that you go to if you want people to listen and innovate.
It hurts my head to think about how he got to that decision. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall when he went, do you know what seems like a really good idea? Let's go to Ferrari, boys. Let's go to Maranello. I don't know what he was thinking. Don't know what he thought was going to happen. But it's not working. And it's not even just not working for him. It's not working for Leclerc either. We know that Ferrari has this very interesting way of operating. They, to put it so diplomatically, they are very politically structured, and they are very, very hot on optics. Kind of in a similar way to McLaren, except McLaren are a Papaya family, so they don't have the same kind of power structure that Ferrari have historically had. It gets in the way a lot, and we are seeing that happen now, because like we were saying about Mercedes kind of go, how do we win point A to point B? Ferrari, it's how do we win? Someone didn't like that idea, and they've been here since 1950, so back to the drawing board.
I mean, I fully believe that Ferrari just have an entire wing of their headquarters that's just the strategy library, and they have all the strategies they could possibly deploy from the 1950s, and they could just press a number, and then they just have the strategy.
Things that don't even work with modern technology.
Yeah, like half the strategies can't even be applied anymore because they have like switched to different compounds, which couldn't be done somehow now, or refueled cars on lap 27 rather than 38. Yeah,
See,
but Ferrari doesn't change, so yeah.
see, first of all, the Charles Leclerc going out of Ferrari, I think that's nonsense. I don't think that's happening. They might have some disagreements, but I don't think that's happening.
I mean,
But
let's be real. All drivers do look elsewhere, even if they stay with the
yeah,
team.
exactly.
You know, so it could just be nothing. You know, even Norris is to McLaren
Yeah.
what Leclerc is to Ferrari. He's looked elsewhere. 5 minutes with Christian Horner had him signing another contract with McLaren, but you know, they all look, they all see what's available to them.
I mean, the
But I
thing
think this time he might not be playing around so much.
but if you leave Ferrari, where do you go?
Mercedes.
Because
Exactly.
there aren't any seats available.
There's no high-profile seat available right now.
Because
You look at
you
look
can't
at
go. You can't go
Mercedes.
to McLaren.
Could go
Exactly.
to McLaren. Could go to McLaren. If
mean,
Mark
see-
Webber is not a happy bunny, who knows what could happen?
We could
That's
see
the
the
only
old swap
scenario
around
where
between Piastri and Ferrari Leclerc.
that's
Yeah,
the only
we
scenario.
could.
That's the only scenario where this is free seat in McLaren. Piastri kind of gets upset with the team orders and things like that, and he decides to go out. Maybe a seat swap with Leclerc.
I have this image in my head where it's not even Piastri that gets annoyed. It's just Mark Webber, and Mark Webber just hates McLaren. That's what I see in my head. I feel like Piastri's just like,
I mean, he's been in the shoes.
we're going? Oh, okay,
He's
let's
experienced
go.
all this. He's
Yeah.
experienced all this.
Yeah.
That Mark Webber is kind of experienced all this, like when he was driving alongside Vettel. There was again a lot of politics over there. Yeah, good old days. A lot of politics over there and a lot of disagreements and things like that. So he's been in Piastri shows. He knows what the drama is all about. He knows how to kind of. He's just trying to like help out Piastri to kind of navigate through all this mess.
Yeah.
And that's what he's trying to do right now. And coming back to Ferrari, like I said, Leclerc rumors, I don't think they are true. Hamilton rumors, it could be true, but it's nothing new that's happened, like you guys said, with Ferrari, but not just with Ferrari, with other teams as well. In fact, this year, Verstappen himself was angry with Red Bull for not being able to develop the car like he wanted them to develop. But
Yeah.
right now, he's happy and he's committed to Red Bull for next year as well.
I think the
the
thing
Hamilton
that
rumors-
makes
Yeah, go on.
No, I think the thing that makes the difference here is that with Ferrari, it is nothing new, and because it's such a long-term issue that they've had from driver to driver. Like, I like to think somewhere Sebastian Vettel is getting on the phone and sending a prayer out to his good friend Lewis Hamilton, because I think it maybe goes a bit deeper than we see between other drivers and other teams, because it's the sky is blue and Ferrari is upsetting some of the best drivers in the sport. Like it, I think the thing with Hamilton at the moment, it runs deep because he seems so committed to making it work and to having 2026 be a promising season, and he does not appear to be getting anything back from his team.
See, so I don't. Yeah, Hamilton rumors might be true, might not be true, but I think it's all kind of connected. Like Hamilton rumors, Leclerc rumors, the Vassar rumors, because he was there were rumors that he was upset with with some of the engineers after Singapore. So all this, yes, it's kind of connected. I feel, and that's why I don't think that anyone's going to leave the team and go, because the top three members of Ferrari, which is like the two drivers and the team principal, they're kind of like, I think they're all have the same mindset right now. They need to start winning. The problem is the engineers that are already there on the team, they're kind of experienced and they've been here for years, like you guys already said, and that's kind of blocking it right now. So the question is, how is that going to change? How is that mindset going to change? How are they going to be open to more changes? A few weekends back, Hamilton himself said that he's trying to implement his DNA into the next year's car. So we won't know how much influence that the drivers and Vassar is going to have until we see next year's car. This year, it's just going to be like this.
True.
I even think
Yeah,
that
surely.
at the start of next season, we won't see much. You lead like 4 or 5 races to actually see what that car can do as well. But they do say where there's smoke, there's fire, and all three of Ferrari's key personnel are under some kind of rumor or scrutiny at this point. Ferrari had a CEO meeting at Maranello. When they get out of their office, it's usually not good news. So we could see something change. I don't think we'll see any driver changes or whatever, team principal changes. I mean, Horner has been linked to Ferrari. I see no universe where that's happening.
I mean, that one is the most Ferrari thing ever. They look down the pit lane at Red Bull, who are now doing better without Christian Horner, and they go, do you know who we should replace Fred with?
Yeah,
That is the most Ferrari thing that they could possibly do, to be fair.
it's insane that there's even rumors about that, but
Sorry,
that's
as
what it
well,
is, because
sorry.
Ferrari has been terrible all year. They've scored a couple of podiums, but yeah.
I'm just thinking of Christian Horner in Maranello. Just think about it for a second. It doesn't. No, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't work. But I mean, you're right. There is no smoke without fire, and I think Ferrari is burning down. Like, it's been a bad season. If you've got Lewis Hamilton going in front of the media and saying that things are so bad that he wants to leave and that they should find another driver, and then things are looking up again. Oh no, they're not. It's just been a tumultuous season, I think, across the board. And Leclerc has to snap at some point. He's been in essentially a hostage situation for about.
I think they've brainwashed him enough that he won't snap. His programming won't let him. He'll just be like, Ferrari is good. Okay, this car, I just can't drive it. Ferrari is good. That's what he wakes up to. Just Ferrari is good. Okay.
Okay, but let's think of this practically. If Leclerc decides to leave Ferrari after next year, what are his options? Mercedes is a no-go. Red Bull,
Red Bull.
it's a risk.
Partner-
It's a risk.
Partner Verstappen.
You're not putting
Complete
him
risk.
next to Verstappen.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me
Leclerc and
that is
Verstappen on the same team. It would be amazing if they're both quick. But I don't see that happening.
Really,
They-
yeah.
If they were both quick, we would get the championship battle we were hoping we were going to get from McLaren.
Exactly.
Yes.
But I don't think that's going to happen. Okay? McLaren, I don't think Leclerc even wants to come to McLaren right now if he's going to be with Norris.
Yeah,
Right now, I don't think that's going to happen. And Piastri Piastri wouldn't want to leave because it looks like this year he's going to win the championship. Let's be fair.
It looks like, but we
It
still have
looks like.
6 reasons
We still have six
why you
reasons.
wouldn't. So
I'm sure we still have 6 reasons, but it looks like he's leading the championship right now, and it looks like it's going to be him. If he wins the championship, I don't see him leaving right now. In the next year or two, at least.
yeah,
Right? So outside these teams, he has to look at maybe Aston Martin. Aston Martin could be an option because Alonso will most probably be leaving after next year, although he's still rookie every year. And then we also have Williams. Williams right now
they'll keep their drivers.
Yeah, Albon I think is running out of contract next year, after next year. But yeah, given that they're both doing well, we'll probably extend both of them. Yes. So Leclerc doesn't have many options if he wants to leave Ferrari. And if he leaves Ferrari, it's it's a PR disaster for Ferrari.
What is it these days?
I think Monday to Friday. Monday to Sunday is a PR disaster for Ferrari at the moment. But no,
And then they get on track, and then they prove how much of a PR disaster they are.
I think Mercedes could be an interesting one, but again, I'm still kind of holding out hope that Max would go to Mercedes. I think Verstappen and Antonelli would be a great pairing. I also think that Leclerc and Antonelli could be a great pairing because we might actually see them take all of the Tifosi with them. So that could also be quality entertainment.
Imagine the effect that has if Antonelli wins with at Monza. You know, I mean, we saw the burn spike. We saw the burn spike when Leclerc did it.
I think the entire nation of Italy would go dark that day if that happened. I don't think they know what to do.
Yeah,
which is fair.
Imagine if you see a giant Mercedes flag on Monza instead of a Ferrari flag.
Any day now. Any day now.
Would be great. Yeah.
That would be crushing for Ferrari.
That's the final straw. That's liquidation right there. The day that happens, it's over.
But yeah, Ferrari needs to kind of do something to get back to winning. 2008 last championship. Like, what the hell?
That's just... If you sit with that and think about that for a long time, that is genuinely...
Yeah, I think this is longest. Yeah, this is the longest they've gone without a championship.
Guys,
this is the longest they've gone without a championship.
75 years.
Exactly. So they definitely need to do something to kind of get. And I think that is to listen to Hamilton. I was going to say Verstappen, but no.
Maybe they could. He's the only person to win in a Ferrari this year. They could listen to him.
I mean, technically, we have the sprint win from Hamilton early this year. So
that was a false flag. Even I don't know if I count that anymore.
I mean, I think after that sprint win, like every single Formula 1 fan got their hopes up.
Yeah,
I did.
Every single F1 fan got their hopes up.
I definitely did.
I'm not talking about just Hamilton fans or Ferrari fans. I think Formula 1 fans in general.
I mean, it's pretty special to see Hamilton win a sprint race in red, and then also Ferrari's first sprint win. So
exactly.
That was kind of interesting.
That was a great morning. Anyway, let's stop bashing Ferrari. Let's talk a little bit about the championship standings.
I can bash Ferrari even more with that if you want.
Didn't think of that, you know. There will be more Ferrari bashing, so stay tuned. We'll talk a little bit about the championship at the moment, as it stands. Who is still in contention? Obviously, Oscar Piastri was running away with it for a while, but now Norris is a little bit closer, and apparently Mercedes are back, and Verstappen's there when his downshifts aren't upsetting him. So there are possibilities.
I mean,
Drivers' championship, there are 3 drivers.
After Baku, we posted everyone who was still in contention, and someone replied, "You are telling me that Charles still has a chance."
Was it Dogra?
No, I don't think it was, but I'll tell you how. Charles Leclerc still has a chance if Oscar Piastri doesn't score more than 22 points. Or,
Ever?
12 points in the next 6 races. That's how. Then Leclerc needs to win everything. He can't leave.
Don't forget Norris and Verstappen.
Yeah,
Norris and Verstappen.
Norris can only score about 30 points. Verstappen isn't really a threat in that one because he needs to basically win as well to gain massive points, and Leclerc would win everything. So, yeah. But yeah, Piastri can only score about 12 points.
I mean, if you're still a Ferrari fan in these conditions, you probably like those odds.
Yeah, I wouldn't put any money on it though, but yeah, it's still possible. I think it's going to be over at the end of this race weekend though, because it's a sprint week as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think
it'll be extremely funny if Verstappen wins this year.
I mean, we're getting to that.
It will be amazing and funny.
Yeah, because P4 we have Russell, of course. For Russell, it's a little bit more straightforward. If Russell wins everything, he can still technically win the championship. For that to happen, then Verstappen would be P2 in every race, almost every race. Piastri would have to get one podium and then basically drop off the podium every race and have a DNF somewhere. And Norris can get in the podium a couple times, but he needs to get P5s, P4s, P6s. And then the championship battle would be decided at the final lap of Abu Dhabi, with Russell winning. Also, I don't think it's going to happen because he would need to win like 7 straight races. So, yeah. But then we get into the, I would say, plausible, but still pretty far off. If Verstappen somehow wins everything, then Norris is P2, Piastri is P3. I think that would basically settle it. If Russell can get it a couple of times, that would definitely seal it. And then Norris, if he wants to win, he needs to gain 20 points on Piastri. 20 something.
Do it! He can do it!
Yeah, I mean, could is the major one in that one. He could win the championship.
I gave it up, but I'm back.
But Jazz, I think we found a start guy right now. Surely the start guy.
Nah,
Surely the start guy.
I surely won't be the
Surely the start guy. Yeah. Going forward, surely is a start guy.
I need a weekly update on the stats on how
these are all just from F1 guy Dan, who also always puts it together, so also massively appreciated. But then we also ask, of course, for every race week, bold, wild, logical, poll, whatever predictions from fans. And we got a couple.
Some of these were just straight up hurtful.
Yeah. Some of these were just a knife into the ribs. We have one here. Oscar Piastri finally refuses to follow Papaya rules, and he doesn't let Lando pass him for 9th in the sprint race. That is wild.
9th is diabolical.
Because if you think about what needs to happen for that prediction to come through, then both Oscar and Lando need to be in P9 and P10 in the sprint race. And then something needs to happen for them to initiate Papaya rules.
And you don't even get points for P9.
Exactly.
Yeah. In the sprint race, you don't even get points for P9.
I think them being P9
happens.
and P10 is genuinely more likely than one of them not listening to Papaya rules. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. A second one was connected to the Ferraris. Both Ferraris finished the race without any issues, and then both get disqualified.
It wouldn't be the first time. It would not be the first time.
Yeah, and I think someone
I feel right now both Ferraris finishing the race without issues is more of a... It's wilder than them getting disqualified right now.
Yeah. And then we have Alonso will be in the top 3 for the grid. Which, I mean, we've seen him do some crazy stuff, but I don't think P3 is really obtainable. But hey, we've seen him done weird shit, so...
Hulkenberg got P3, so Alonso can.
Yeah, fair. And we also have Lewis Hamilton who wins the race.
Who wins the race?
I'm not Lewis. I'm not seeing that happen, sorry.
The last Ferrari win was in Austin. And
Mexico.
Was it?
Carlos Sainz, that's the final.
Last Ferrari 1-2 was in Austin.
The last Ferrari 1-2 was in Austin, right? And Lewis is the GOAT, hence he won. Every weekend until the end of his career, I will be predicting that he wins the race. That's just the lay of the land. I like that prediction.
I think this is only the second season he's gone without winning a race. If he doesn't win the next 6 races, I think the first one was.
He hasn't even gotten on the podium yet, so.
Yeah, this is the first one without a podium. Definitely the first one without a podium. He was better off in the 2022 Mercedes.
I mean, everyone was saying that was a bad car. That car had 13 podiums in the season.
Which one?
Yeah,
the Mercedes?
13
the Mercedes.
podiums.
Yeah,
Bad.
I mean, it was the first season where they weren't dominating, and everyone was saying, "Oh, it's a bad car. It's a terrible car. It's the worst car Lewis has ever driven." But they were still on the podium like half of
To
the
be
time.
fair, it was the worst car that Hamilton's ever driven.
Yeah,
To
and
be fair,
that
yeah.
says more about Hamilton
Yeah.
than about Mercedes that year.
I was saying, like, every
Do
time
not start this
every
with
year
me
he's
right
driven,
now.
he's been winning.
Do not start this, Shirley. I will win.
No, you won't. But I mean, we could see Hamilton get a podium. I don't think he will win this season, but I do see him on the podium this season at least.
Mark my
I don't.
words, he will win in
I don't.
Austin.
I actually don't see him on the podium. Like,
Do you want to put a
nothing
shoey
against.
on that, or
Yeah, I'll put a shoe on that. Why not?
if he doesn't win, you have to do a shoey?
If he doesn't, who, me or Jazz?
Not Jazz made a prediction.
But you know what? I might as well, because Lando's not winning anything either, so I'm not getting any shoeies at the moment.
Okay, you heard it there first. If Lewis doesn't win, she'll do a shoey.
And if Lewis wins, still she does a shoe.
Wait!
So either way, we're getting a shoe from Jazz.
I got confused.
Do you want to do a shoey if he doesn't win, or?
A deal is a
Hope you got a
deal.
clean shoe.
A deal is a deal.
Hope you got a
I-
clean shoe.
I
We
got
officially
myself.
haven't even taken it yet, so.
I got myself here. Okay, fine. If Lewis doesn't win, I'll do a shoey.
And if Lewis wins,
I'll do a shoey.
then she's happy enough to do a shoey.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that was the
we-
original agreement. And then you put this on top of this, you do a shoe either way now.
I've had a long, hard day.
I know. It's alright.
So
Any more
crazy week ahead. I mean, that's what we're getting to now because we've done the fan predictions, but now we have to do our predictions as well.
Lewis
You guys
win.
go first.
I mean, I back a Norris win here, actually.
Norris win?
Basically, I back a Norris win. Yeah, I can see it. Don't know why. It's not coming from it's not coming from a place of delusion. It's coming from a place of feeling.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I mean, Ash already had a prediction, but do you wanna keep it or?
No, you guys tell your prediction. I'll tell you mine.
Okay, you want a wild prediction or just a regular one?
I
Both.
think the Norris one was my wild prediction.
I think both Haas will be in the points.
Both Haas the points.
Yeah, home Grand Prix. It's a good track. I think they can do well. So both Haas in the points.
I'd back one of them in the point.
Yeah, I'll say both.
Respect.
Yeah. Ash, what do you want to predict?
Time for mine. Okay, qualifying. I'm going to predict Antonelli pole,
Miami.
Leclerc second, and Verstappen third.
And what happened to the McLaren
McLaren's-
drivers? Were they assassinated?
McLaren's-
Was Piastri off sick?
McLaren's in the bottom five. I mean, not bottom. Sorry, not bottom five, not in the top five. So like in between 5 and 10.
Okay.
Between 5 and 10 McLarens. Like, not bottom
Okay.
5.
Bottom
Imagine
5
what
of
happens
Q3.
Imagine what happens. It'll be amazing. But anyway,
Oh yeah. Mechanical failures. Anyone want to predict
Hey, I'm
mechanical
not done.
failure?
hold on, I'm not done.
Do you want to do a mechanical failure?
I'm not
one?
done. I'm not done.
He's
Race.
got. I can't.
Race, I'm predicting Leclerc faces brake issues.
Okay,
I'm
specific.
being very specific here. Leclerc faces brake issues. Norris goes up to P4. Piastri P3, but then also exchange position with Norris. Verstappen P1. Russell P2. Antonelli,
Yeah, what's
he
happened to him?
I mean, we asked for
Ant-
a prediction, not just have the
I'm
clairvoyance.
confident this will
Oh,
happen.
great.
Yeah.
I'm confident this will happen. I'm confident
You
this will
also want to
happen.
do the gaps, or
You guys laughed at me when I made my last GP predictions. This came true.
I mean, we're gonna laugh if it doesn't. So
You literally said a few weeks ago, I had a dream that Norris DNF'd, and then he did.
That was an actual dream for me. I didn't make the prediction, but it was an actual dream for me.
You had a
Like before
premonition.
Singapore. Like before Singapore, I had that dream. I could literally see him kicking the car, and the car was actually getting damaged with every kick. I'm not joking here.
to be fair, the Zandvoort was a pretty crazy race as well because everyone pitted under a safety car. There was no strategy involved in that race.
But this race, I'm predicting podium is going to be Verstappen, Russell, and then Norris.
in that order, or
Yes, in that order.
What's happened to Piastri?
He is asked to give a position to Norris. Team
Why?
Norris.
If we're down to the specifics of Leclerc's brakes, okay, why? What's the Papaya rules incident?
Turn
So
one.
Piast-
Turn one. He just knocks out the McLarens with brake issues. He's gonna pull a Baku Hamilton 2021.
This is the most unserious podcast.
Oh my god! Imagine if we get a repeat of Hungary 2021.
That would involve rain. That's not gonna happen.
Not that part, just the bowling part.
Yeah, but that needed rain to happen.
Without rain.
Yeah, you could
We have
replicate that
some-
with
yeah.
some poorly
All we-
timed braking.
Yeah, but then Stroll would have to start
All we need is
P4,
like a
which I
lockup.
don't see happening.
Why you gotta go to Stroll, man?
I mean, if you have to put your money on someone to miss their breaking point and knock out
All
your
we need
drivers,
is someone to lock up. All they need is like one huge lockup that sends the car.
yeah, and which drivers they're gonna be?
I don't know. It could happen.
Could be Verstappen
I'm not-
after
I'm not
Singapore.
Yeah, fair.
I'm not naming any names. We saw Hamilton do it, so it can be anyone. We saw Hamilton do it in Baku, 2021. He was in front, so no accidents. But if he can do it, anyone can do it.
Okay,
That's my point.
should we wrap it up
this-
on that one?
Wait, but this year we haven't seen any like huge first lap incidents like we've seen in the past. This year we
True.
haven't seen any. I feel.
True.
So I think it's going to happen in
saw
Austin.
Piastri crash in lap 1 of Baku.
No, but like a turn
No,
one
like-
big
yeah.
grid
Oh,
incident.
really? Turn 1? Yeah. It's
Like
been kind of mellow this season.
we've
We have
had
seen
I
some
think Austin's
first lap
gonna give us
incidents.
we've had like drivers banging wheels and stuff, but we haven't had a big like multi-car situation.
With more than 2 cars involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one I can think of is Austria, where Antonelli knocked Verstappen, and I think Lawson also had some damage, but
That was not in the
That's-
first corner.
that's
I think
the
it was
only
in the
one-
Third corner.
yeah, because turn 1 in Austria is really a corner, isn't it?
No, it is. Like it's a tight corner, right? I know. Anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think there's going to be something in the turn one incident this race. We haven't seen
could
anything
get
so far
behind
this
that.
year. Austin's
I
going to
mean,
deliver it.
it's the sharpest turn 1 of all of the
Yeah,
calendar. So
exactly. And we've seen a lot of drivers like kind of bang wheels a lot in Austin on the first corner.
If we're gonna have
Could happen.
anything, turn one would be a good bet here. To be fair,
Yeah,
just based on the
because it gives you-
characteristics.
yeah, it's easy to kind of dive into the inside in that corner.
we saw that last year.
Yeah,
We've
Verstappen
seen every year in that
dove.
track, I think. Yeah,
I mean, Verstappen dove down the inside and then allowed Leclerc to get past both of them.
what a time
I can't
to
wait
be
to.
alive.
I can't wait to see my prediction come true now.
I can't wait for Sunday.
Down to the
come
brake
off an
issue.
ash.
Down to the brake issue. Down to the brake issue. Leclerc brake issues.
If this actually happens, I'm gonna abuse the shit out of the power of yours.
I'm gonna use this for like gambling. I think if this comes true, I'm gonna be rich.
Before every race, Ash, what dream did you have last night? What did you dream of last night?
Well, you heard it here first, guys. We now offer predictions based on Ash's dream premonitions of before race weekend. I think on that note,
I'm just happy he predicted a Verstappen win.
we'll talk about that later.
Either way, Jas is doing a showy.
Apparently, I don't. Okay. On that note, we are done here for today. We'll be back at the weekend. Keep an eye out for watch-alongs and on our social media as well. We'll be covering everything, especially across, media day and then into the race weekend. So, yeah, keep an eye on our social media, on our website for any news, any more fun updates going into the weekend. We'll be back at the weekend with more as well. Coverage for multiple sessions, I think. We've got the sprint, it's a busy one, so keep an eye for updates and we will let you know what's going on. Thank you for watching and we will see you next time.